Hello everyone, my name is Josie. So I'll be talking about intentional parenting. Yes, intentional parenting. Nobody was born with a parenting skill, with any parenting skill. That is why if you really want to parent a child, for those intending couples that will desire or that desire to have children of their own, or for the married people, or for those that want to adopt or do surrogacy, you have to get skills on how to parent a child. You have to be intentional about parenting a child. You have to be purposeful in your acts on how you can parent a responsible child in the society. A child who will be balanced emotionally, mentally, physically, and otherwise. Parenting is a whole lot of role, is a role that you must take. And it has a lot of responsibilities. Are you ready? Are you willing to take up those responsibilities that comes with parenting? Your parenting style should be intentional. Now I'll tell you a story about Queen Esther, which some of us are familiar with. You know that Queen Esther was brought up by her uncle, her uncle Mordecai, after the demise of her parents, both parents. Mordecai groomed her to be a responsible young lady. Mordecai taught her so many things that she could stand as a queen, stand in the position she never prepared for in life, but indirectly, Mordecai groomed her very well. Even when Esther became a queen, what happened? Mordecai didn't stop there, because she was married. She was naive. She didn't know what to do. As a queen's wife, she didn't know what to do because it was difficult, even as a queen's wife, to see a husband when she has needs or demands. So at the time, her help was needed at that time, when the people of Israel were going to be destroyed in Shusha. What happened? She was confused. She didn't understand where she was or her responsibility as a role of a queen. But Mordecai reached out to her to remind her who she is at that time. To remind her, even though she had not had her biological children, but they were children she left behind. Her natural children she left behind that were about to be perished because of somebody's selfishness. Mordecai called on her. Mordecai coached her. Mordecai cancelled her. and she heeded to his voice. She asked questions. How would I do this? Do you understand? So it gets to a stage as a parent in the life of your children, after grooming them, because the word said, bring up a child or groom up a child in the way they should go. When they are old, they will not depart out of it. Mordecai was an example of that. Did she depart from the way she was brought up by Mordecai? No. She grew up. She didn't forget where she was coming from, because Mordecai gave her good values. So at that stage, Mordecai did not control her. He only coached her on what to do. He didn't authorize her. He didn't remind her how much he spent on her. He didn't manipulate her, but he only coached her. Now I may want to ask you a question, or I just want you to have a retrospect of where you are coming from, of the way you were parented by either your biological parents or the people you lived with while growing up. Were there ways about their parenting style that you liked? The values they inculcated you that you may want to emulate and bring into your own parenting style. I'm not saying you should take all, but are there values you can copy from those parenting style? Are there part of those values? I just want you to look at them. Were there ways you will not want to, or you don't like, and you will never want to raise up your kids that way that you saw about the people you grew up with or from your parents, that you may not want to copy because they were not quite encouraging? It was not empowering. But there ways I want you to have this. Look at it. What aspects or good aspects of these people can you copy and take into your own parenting style that will help you to parent your children or your child effectively? What values have you set aside? What moral values have you set aside or you are building to bring up your children? We have a lot of dysfunctional children out there. And when you look at the causes of their dysfunctionality, it's because of bad parenting or bad parenting style. So what values are you putting into your children at the moment? For those that are still trusting and believing or planning to have kids, what values do you plan to inculcate into the lives of those children? Whether they are children, your biological children or not, or those ones living with you, what values are you helping them to grow? Moral values. Think about that. What values will you help them to build up their life that they will hold on to when they grow up and look back and begin to thank you and pray for you? What values are you putting into that parenting of yours? What values?